How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And if you guys didn't catch it, the Sharks just beat the Ospreys 29-10 at home in Durban, and it was a fantastic game. So I want to break it down. And yeah, before I continue, please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow. If you guys are enjoying the videos, please like. It really does help. And let's break it down. So honestly, opened up, early doors. Ospreys, they came out strong, coming through with a penalty, and I thought, oh, you know what, this is going to be a long day for the Sharks. This is going to be a very, very long day for the Sharks. But turns out, no. But early doors, it was. Obviously, they did have the disallowed try, which would have changed the game completely. But Jenkins coming in 10th minute with a strong try, and then Esterhuizen on the 33rd minute, just giving that extra gap, giving the Sharks exactly what they needed, a couple points ahead, making sure that it's strong, a strong lead going into that second half, because that is exactly what was needed. The Sharks, they were a bit up and down. There were a lot of fumbles and unnecessary stuff going on, but honestly, they needed that early. They needed that late try, because obviously coming in, they set a brilliant foundation for whilst to come in the second half. Ethan Hooker comes in with a try on the 51st minute. Absolutely brilliant. I'm telling you, this guy, he's turning Rassie's head. He is turning Rassie's head. This guy, he's playing so phenomenally, and with the Springbok test coming up so quickly, Ethan Hooker, Lorenzo Julius are just so good, and they are basically earning themselves a spot to be a Springbok. So these are players that are definitely in the sights of Rassie. They're young, they got so much talent, they're putting their performances out, especially in the URC, and nothing will do it better than having a strong URC run, and then leading up into the Springboks. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Obviously, we had Buthelezi on the 65th minute finishing off the game as it needed to be, and then they just kind of coasted throughout the rest of the game. Obviously, Parry, he did come in with a try in the 60th minute for the Ospreys and put a little bit of pressure on the Sharks, but unfortunately was a little bit too little too late. They didn't have they just didn't have that energy. They just weren't able to break down the Sharks as quickly as they needed to be. The Sharks, they kept, what's the word for it? They kept setting themselves back into position. The Ospreys just were not able to break them down before the Sharks were able to form again. They were just a little bit too quick on that mark. And like I say, a little bit too little, too late. The Ospreys, unfortunately, they're having a horrible time sitting in 11th. But yeah, as it stands with this win, I do believe the Sharks are now sitting in second. We are going to be seeing how the game plays out between Glasgow and the Bulls, and that's sure to be an absolutely fire game, which I'm definitely going to be doing a review on, because that's going to be one of the games of the season. I'm telling you, like, seeing Leinster and all this, like Leinster, Glasgow, this one is going to come down to a big decider. This is going to be a huge game for the Bulls. The Bulls have been taking down pretty much anybody worth noting. So honestly, I'm putting my money on the Bulls here. But yeah, the Sharks, strong performance. Yes, it is up against Osprey, who are currently sitting 11th. But this is when you need to be putting in these performances. This is when you need to be improving, and they are. A lot of the South African side. So you got your Bulls and you got your Sharks. They are improving, and they are performing the second half of the season, which is exactly when you want to be performing, especially in competitions like this. The same thing with the Saints. They've had a horrible, pretty much entire season. And the Northampton Saints coming through in the Champions Cup, knocking out Leinster, putting themselves into the final, and they're currently sitting at 7th in the Premiership. So this is the time you want to be sitting in front, on top, and coming into some serious form. So yeah, honestly, it was a brilliant game. I was expecting the Sharks to come through with a win. I wasn't expecting too much from the Ospreys, but honestly, players like Sia Masuku, um, James Fenter, who I do love a bit of. Fenter, he played phenomenally. Afalele Fassi, 13 carries. Andreas Eisen, 5 defenders beaten. Jaden Hendricks, 68 successful passes. Fortunately, his brother is out due to injury. But yeah, big performances. But honestly, one of the biggest performances, and I'm giving this to the Ospreys, Jack Morgan just announced himself as a Lion. Well, he's just got announced as a Lion. 17 tackles completed. The guy is a bull. He's a workhorse. And it's going to be scary to see him as a Lion. But unfortunately, that's really the big thing that I had for the Ospreys. Jack Morgan is just an absolute beast. But otherwise, the Sharks dominated in conversions, tries, carries, turnovers won, possession, territory. And yes, they had far fewer tackles than Ospreys, but there's a reason why. They were in control of the game more than anything. But ultimately, look, brilliant performance. Before I do end, there is one thing that we can't talk about a Sharks game without speaking about this, because this is Eben Etzebeth came back. Honestly, I was expecting a big game from him. I was really hoping he was going to be ready, at least get some minutes in, and he pulls up injured. I'm really hoping it's nothing big, especially considering we do have the Springbok tests. As, like I say, it's coming thick and fast. It's coming so quickly. We're going to want Eben Etzebeth ready, the captain, the beast, the legend, the most capped Springbok of all time. We need him ready for this campaign. And honestly, I think the only positive thing that I can say that actually came out of this was it's not a head injury, right? If he had to pull up with a concussion or another head injury, I would have said, you know what, just hang up your boots. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. He's just been out for so long with concussions, recurring concussion, and he's just finally getting over it. Then for him to come back, get himself another concussion, have more time on the sidelines, not being able to play, having to recover. He's already, 34, almost 35 years old. He's getting on in his years. The guy's done everything. I would have said just retire. But that's the only positive thing about one of the best players in world rugby getting injured, you know. So I hope he has a very quick recovery, gets back on his feet really quickly. But yeah, but we need you. So Sharks, well done, bloody well done. Let's hope for a Bulls win, get things going, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.